a day goes by where I'm not told about some new electric car brand. So you know what that means for the traditional car brands? They've got to start fighting back, haven't they? Yeah, so today I'm looking around a very crucial car for quite a well-known brand. Thing is, not quite sure who that brand is. If only there was some clues. Oh, it's Mercedes. Before we look around, make sure you like and subscribe, please. Do the thing, and then add some comments, because it's good for algorithm, and then we get more comments, more views, and then I get to keep my job. Thank you very much. Now look, I mean, this is the Mercedes CLA Concept. So basically this car will become the new Mercedes CLA. They don't want you to forget that it's a Mercedes. Mercedes, Mercedes, Mercedes. On the lights, Mercedes badge. At the back, Mercedes badge. So don't you ever forget that this is a Mercedes. But look, as it is a concept car, these will likely disappear due to legal reasons. I mean, maybe they'll keep the design, but not the sparkly lights. But I'm hoping that these lights will stay the same, because I think they're pretty cool. And I think if that's going to pull up behind you when you're on the motorway or stopping at traffic lights in the dark, that'll look pretty spectacular. Same at the rear as well. Now, obviously, this will be a competition for the Tesla Model 3, but honestly, I like this. This is a bit of me, this. It's very pretty.
Right, I know that everybody says that everything is a Tesla rival as some sort of internet catnip. But the Model 3 is obviously the target for this car, as Mercedes is a little bit bored of its customers defecting, especially company car drivers. And it doesn't just fight back with these looks and loads of logos. It has the numbers to back it up as well. So how about, hey, a range of 466 miles, efficiency of 5.2 miles per kilowatt hour, or recharging speeds of around 250 miles in about 15 minutes. Not bad, eh?
Now the bits underneath this car is going to be shared across 4 new models. So we've got this, which is a 4-door coupe, it's going to be a shooting brake, and 2 SUVs. Very nice, they are going for it. Now it has all of the tech included, which includes child presence detection, which basically means if you accidentally lock your kid in the back on a hot day, it will let you know about it. Here's how it works.
So, there are 20 sensors to detect the presence of a child in the vehicle through their distinctive breathing pattern, even the gentle breathing of a sleeping newborn baby. When the system determines that a child is in a parked car alone, it alerts the driver as soon as the car is switched off. So should the driver leave and lock the vehicle, this triggers an escalation process. Listen to this, right? It sends messages to your smartphone at frequent intervals. It monitors the car's interior temperature. If it gets too hot, the car's exterior lights flash, accompanied by an acoustic signal. Yeah, that is designed to attract bystanders towards the vehicle, so the signal differs from the shrill klaxon of a typical car alarm. At the same time, the car's air conditioning kicks in to reduce the cabin temperature to a less critical level. Then warning messages are also sent at this point to all of the smartphones registered to the vehicle and connected with the same Mercedes Me account, and the final escalation stage is to notify the Mercedes-Benz SOS call centre and then alert the emergency services. So there you go, got you covered if you have a terrible parenting moment.
Now obviously there's a lot of parts of this car that won't make the production version. It's very concept car if you include the roof as well. I mean, that's just been added for concept pizzazz, if you will. But the interior is very sexy. Come and have a look. There's something really cool about sitting in a concept car. I love sitting in a concept car. They're so futuristic and it really excites me. And then I always get a little bit disappointed when this won't be the production version. But let's enjoy this moment, shall we? Because everything in here is awesome. It's a bit nice. I mean, you look at this giant screen, look at the vents. I mean, these aren't actually vents. They are the controls for the temperature, and it shows the temperature of the car on the inside. Got a really funky steering wheel. The materials and everything, this is all leather. Oh, and a lot of the materials used within the car are basically a mix of paper and hemp, which is a bit like the inside of a student's ashtray. So that's kind of cool. But sat in here, like, it feels special. You've got a bit of wireless charging here, which is where I put my phone. Lovely lit up cup holder here. I want to talk about this. So this illuminated curve towards the glass showcases the digital brain. This is the quote. The band of ambient light are metaphors for nerves carrying signals to the water-cooled processor. Just very cool and very futuristic. Now, I did have a word with Mercedes and said, look, I know this is a cool concept car, but how much will actually make the production? And they said, look, you will see the likeness, but also you will see the likeness between the version that will make it and the outgoing Mercedes. So this screen here has obviously the M-Bucks Mercedes brain, but I don't think it's going to stay like this. I think it will be that long kind of rectangular screen that you've got in the outgoing Mercedes, which again will still look very nice. I mean, that screen, I know I've tested in quite a few Mercedes before, and it works really, really lovely. And you've got loads of different drive modes and different settings where you can put on your massaging seats, it plays some music, turns on your fancy ambient lighting, all that kind of thing. It's an experience. I find anytime I've ever sat in a Mercedes, it's always a nice experience to sit in at night, if that makes sense, purely because of the fancy ambient lighting and the fancy vents and stuff. And I think they do interiors really, really well. And this is really nice. This is a bit of me, this. Yeah. Let me tell you what's going on underneath. Now, the motor that we have here is 235 horsepower, which I know is not even touching a Model 3. But it does have a 2-speed transmission, which I have experienced before in another Mercedes. That was a truck, granted, but it was a Mercedes. Now, having the 2-speed thing actually makes it more efficient in the long run. So let's see how that goes.
Now, this is the first Mercedes with an 800-volt electric architecture, like the new Audis and Hyundai and Kia. So you've got 250 kilowatt DC charging, which is impressive, but not particularly special. Maybe it has a longer peak or something. Now, in here, it is configured for sporty rear-wheel drive. However, the modular design means it's also suitable for 4x4 vehicle applications. Lovely.
So there we go. The Mercedes CLA Concept. Does it deserve this many stars? I mean, look. Mercedes had a bit of a false start when it came to EVs, but now I feel like they're up in their game. Innovation, the efficiency, the wheels. You can see if you've got something stuck in your teeth, which is brilliant. Using recycled paper, it phones you if you forget that you have a child. I mean, look, if the production version is just as interesting as this, I think they're absolutely onto a winner. What's that brand name again? Mercedes. You can go, I'm going to be here all day. Mercedes. What was that one? Is that bit? No, that's Mercedes. See you later. Mercedes.